it's time for some Persona, and I'm so happy and all that. This was a nice treat and all that. For people that we've got to wait a little bit longer for the game, but Persona 5, the animation, The Daybreakers, comes out as a short little special that we're going to be getting, which seemingly, I don't know too much about the special, but it's showing seemingly a part of the story from what we're going to be getting, like very early on into the series and all that. Maybe it might be some new anime original material, but pretty much feels like something that will be coming out of the game. And I've got to say and all that, I absolutely adore this special. My god, I was loving it back to back and all that. And strange enough, being done by the same people and all that, like do like, you know, like a Sword Art Online, Fairy Tail, like in a bunch of other series, A1 Pictures, and like I actually enjoyed their animation and all that for the most part. So definitely we got to see it from this line. We did get to see the Phantom like Heart like Thieves and all that, where we got to see the main crew. We didn't actually get a name for our main character at all. Like no one was actually saying his name and all that. So it was like, because you want to put your own voice onto it, and like strange enough, because like, you know, like Persona 3 and all that, and Persona 4's like main characters have names like Akame from Persona 4, and also as well Minato from Persona 3. So maybe like there, since we are getting a new like kind of like an anime series about this and all that, we will probably find out a little bit more about this character line. But we didn't like specifically see a lot about the characters and really about their squad. It was more like, let's just see this one like case that they're doing, and let's, you know, introduce you to the like the world. You did get to see some of the characters like Anne. You did get to see like Ryuji, like you also as well got to hear like I believe the guy was named like Yusuke, and like Morgana. Strange enough, the guy Yusuke and all that being named like I really like the fact that I think his nickname was Fox, and he's actually voiced by Gintoki from Gintama, and I was like, oh, that's a surprising like voice. I wasn't expecting that at all. So like I guess he's going to be the guy that voices him in the anime. And there was a couple of like familiar voices as well, like Morgana as well. Like there was a couple of familiar, like, and I've got to say, gorgeous animation. It seems like they can travel to the Persona world by will and all that, by an app that they have. And one of the big things that they were doing in this case was actually looking at this guy and all that, who's actually a lock picker, who actually breaks into like an actual place, and turns out he's actually been beating up his brother. So that was something very shocking. I was like, holy shit, like he's beating up brother, like actual domestic abuse. And it was like being shown early on as well, when like you actually got to see Yusuke. He was like hanging out with like this guy, like, and it was actually his brother. We had like a bunch of beating marks onto him. I found that was interesting about it. And it's like he's breaking in with a gang, and he actually doesn't want to do it at all and all that, and he was kind of being forced into it. And then kind of like when you see him, like they confront them, and actually like, you know, he was actually going to put a request and all that so he can get out of this bad. But it turns out his brother actually put out this post and all that to the guys and all that, because he was beating him up, and he's like, I just want to go back to the days where we actually cared about him. And it was like, that was something I kind of appreciate about it. It was like definitely like you got to see very early on with like some of their personas as well. You got to see like Anne's one and all that. I really kind of like that, like Carmen, like San Diego kind of stuff. That was a kind of nice thing seeing that. Like you also as well, you had like Captain Kidd was there, all being based on like thieves and all that, like, you know, kind of like Vandals and all that. Like we more guy had Zoro and like some of the characters. So I did like that a lot, like seeing into it. That was what they were definitely showing. And honestly, we didn't get to see the entire cast and all that. We did get to see like some of the characters that are kind of prominent in the series, but like definitely all it is meant for is like, here is a tease and all that, and like even more teasing when they just go, who are you and all that, like to the hero and all that right at the end, as he's like all chained up and all that, seeing like Igor and everything, and I was like, oh, his name is, and then it just cuts off immediately. But the opening and all that, I love that, like cutting in, like very stylized, very like good. I highly recommend, if you guys and all that, if this is interested you in Persona 5, I'd highly recommend them. They're fantastic games and all that. I absolutely adore 4, I absolutely adore 3. They're really fantastic games and all that. Heavily recommended as well. Even as well, like get Persona 4, that's on PS3. You can get that great game. You can get Persona 3, you can get that on your PSN. Like, it's fantastic. I really do hope that they do like release them at some point on like PS like 4 and all that. I'd really love if they did like a HD collection of like Persona like FES. I would love if they did that, and like Golden, and then 5 at some point in the future. I'd love if they did like a trilogy set of them, but probably not too much in the future. Honestly, like that's all I can really say about it. Like, apart from like, you don't know too much about the world, you don't know too much about the characters, but definitely it gives you a little sneak peek, and that's exactly what this is supposed to be. And it was a nice surprise and all that, and definitely really put a smile on my face. I absolutely loved it and all that. I cannot wait for Persona 5 to come out next year with the rest of the channel. I think it's going coming out in like February time or something, so I'm looking forward to that. That's all from me, so thank you much for watching always, and I will see you beautiful bastards though in some Persona.